Hello everyone, my name is Kachita, but everybody just shortens it to Cheetah, so you can call me that too. I just finished doing a collage on canvas. I've done it almost completely in napkins. My friend Diane and I have been doing some napkin swaps, and she has sent me just some gorgeous flowers on napkins, and I wanted to make a flower garden out of some of those napkins to hang in my craft room. Her name on YouTube is let's see, it's Scrappin' Crazed on YouTube. You need to check out her channel. She does some of the prettiest note cards and some other things that you should just go see and pay her a visit. Let's see. Over here we have a napkin of the Eiffel Tower, and it's a beautiful napkin. It's even prettier in person. And I like thinking about Paris and maybe someday going there, and when I think about that, I think about love and lovers and walking on all those old streets. So maybe someday I'll get to do that, but I'm hoping that this canvas will reflect a little bit of what I have in my heart. So I'll show you around. This little flower here I've actually glued two together. Were made for me by one of my other friends named Cheryl, and her YouTube name is Deli Girl 1961, and that's Deli with a Y. And she makes she's made several napkin projects too, and she's really done a good job with it. So she's done little videos on each one. So you can go over there to her channel and find them and see what she's done. In this corner I've got some little stamps that have seed packets on the front of them, and some little butterflies flying around. And this is a three-dimensional one, and this little bird right here is three-dimensional. This one almost looks like he could be, but he's not. He's part of this napkin in the corner. And here I've got an old stamp. It's an airmail stamp. And my husband said that those types of planes probably flew in 1910 or 1920. So that's an old one. I like that. Stamps of any kind. Kind of shaky tonight. Sorry about that. In this other corner, opposite the Eiffel Tower, there's all kinds of birds. Some of the birds were a little bit shy and didn't want to show up, so I had to mark the edges of those with a black felt tip pen, so they would show up better. That one, and this one. And these two little birds and this butterfly came from my mother-in-law. Her name's Kate, and we went on a shopping spree a few weeks ago when we were at her house, and she bought me some scrapbook stuff. So I've tried to use some of it up in this canvas. One of the things that I decided that I really wanted to do on all my canvases from this is my first one until the last one, was put scripture in it. That's very important to me. And since the canvas's name is Love Grows, and seeing that kind of goes with the theme of Paris and the lovers and love, and I decided to use the love chapter in the Bible. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 tells us about some of the things that love is supposed to mean in our lives. and some of the things that it shouldn't mean. And I also have one other verse down here. It's John chapter 4, and it's a few verses, but it's talking about God's love for us and how He gave His salvation to us, and He just wants us to accept Him. And that's very important for me, that people know that we have a God that can watch over us and love us like that. I have two postcards, one coming to Paris and one going from Paris. This one's from Higginsville, Missouri, and this one is from Paris. And you can see the Eiffel Tower stamp there and the Parisian stamps. This one was very popular. And so that's some correspondence between the lovers. Now, the big focal point of my canvas is the big orange flowers all out in the middle. They're just so vivid and so pretty. And when I decided to do this canvas, I was looking through the napkins, and when I saw those, I knew that they had to be the center point of my of my canvas. And it goes all the way up here to the top, all the way around, and down to the bottom. And this one almost kisses that little daisy right there, and all to the side. So it was a really huge napkin, and I just love it. One of the things I want to tell you about using napkins, let me show you just a little bit because it's real important. If you're using napkins, here's a pretty one. You have to take the plies, the white plies, off of the back of your napkin, because if you don't, when you put the decoupage on there to cover it, the pretty side will just slide off. It'll just fall right off. And so you have to be diligent about taking those plies off. And down here on the bottom, I have a little plaque that says, God makes all things grow. And I have this little field of daisies growing in front of it. And there's some pink tulips in behind that go in this little tin bucket. And then I have some more over here in these little baskets and pots. These were some African violets and some pansies. And this little pot has some pansies in it too. And the third pot has a little ladybug crawling up the side, and inside are the seed packets that they're planting. And they look like you could just go pick one of them up, but you can't, because all that's a napkin. And this up here hanging down is a napkin also. It had hummingbirds on it, but I think I covered them up, all except for that little head right there. So I hate that because I love hummingbirds. Okay, well, I'm thankful that you let me come into your home and share my collage with you. It's the first one I've done, and it's kind of like my baby. I don't want it to get too far away from me. I really enjoyed it. My son gave me the canvas, and I started working on it right away. And he's proud of it, and I'm proud of it. And let me just tell you one more thing before we go. The word flowers up here is my first attempt at doing stencils and gesso. And I didn't do too good of a job at it, but once you put it on there, it's pretty much there. So my 5-year-old grandson came in and looked at the picture, and the first thing he said was, Grammy, you didn't do your W right. You messed it up. So, since to him it was messed up, I tried to patch it up, and that just made it wider. So, it's just going to have to stay like it is. But please do remember Diane and Cheryl and go over to their channels and see all the pretty things that they make. They're good friends of mine, and they've done so much for me. And so I just would like to promote their channels a little bit. And I will see y'all next time. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.